So we have a story here. Many people on the Democratic side are really excited about this, happy about this, be bragging about this even. But let me share it with you and then I'll tell you my thoughts. Pelosi says a 9/11 style commission is needed to investigate Capitol breach. 9/11 style commission. Now, up front, let me say the 9/11 commission report is really not the end all be all. It's got mistakes all over it. You could say perhaps it was necessary to do, but the idea that there was much of value that came from that, I think that's a hard case to make. I do. So to say, let's do a 9/11 style commission report for the Capitol breach, what should be done is arrest everybody who broke the law, which, by the way, they did, or they arrested a lot of the people who broke the law, bring them up on charges, and then beyond that, fire any of the Capitol Police people who did a bad job or were in on it with the protesters, and beef up security. That's it. That's all you have to do. Why would you want to do a 9/11 style commission report? Why would you want to do it? Let me ask you guys, and you answer this in your head before I give my take on it. Why would they want to do this? Why would they want to do this? The answer is they cannot let go of the Trump era. And they cannot let go of defining themselves primarily as the anti-Trump party. And they also want to lean into the strategy of saying, we're the intelligent, college-educated people, and the other side are a bunch of knuckle-dragging, QAnon-believing idiots. That's why they want to do this. Because it allows them to keep defining themselves as the anti-Trump party. It feeds that narrative that they want to be the predominant narrative in politics even after Trump is gone. I almost knocked over my 100,000 YouTube thingy. Honestly, I think this is deeply unserious, and it's not helpful. And I got a bridge to tell you if you really think that this is like a bunch of serious analytical Democrats. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what happened. We know what happened. We know exactly what happened. President Trump talked out of both sides of his mouth. He egged on an attempted insurrection and an attempted coup. His people, some of them were drunk on QAnon. Some of them were parts of, various domestic terrorist or militia groups. And they caused chaos as a direct result of the propaganda from One American News Network, Newsmax, Donald Trump himself. Some of them were in desperate places in their lives. Some have mental health issues. Some have horrendous financial issues. We know what led to what happened, and we know what it was about. Why do you need to do this? You don't need to do this. They want to do this because it keeps their side of the culture war going. That's what it is. Okay, see, this is a point I have to explain to people, just like with the impeachment thing, when they're impeaching him when he's already out of office, or trying to at least. You have limited time and resources. You need to you don't have a choice. You have to prioritize. And what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. What am I going to invest time, money, and effort into? To pick this, to invest time, money, and effort into, when we know what happened and the people have been arrested. I mean, this is just the functional equivalent of these guys jerking themselves off. That's what keep it real. It allows them to accurately describe themselves as we're the victims. We're the victims. What happened was unacceptable. We all agree to that. So now let's talk about it endlessly for like a year to come and have hearings on it and release reports on it and, use this to feed the hysteria and the endless culture war narrative. We're never going to get anywhere with this nonsense, ever. It's like you're filling your time with everything but $2,000 checks, living wage, which Biden just backed off of, Medicare for all. Like, I'm sorry, but this is their attempt to pat their base on the head and say, good little base, you're going to show up and keep voting for us, right? See, we're fighting for you. Look at this hearing we're having on the attempted insurrection. Good little base. You're going to keep being a good little boy and good little girl and showing up and voting for us, and we'll pretend like we're really fighting for you as we do empty culture war virtue signaling. Listen, I'll say it again. We know what happened. People have been arrested, rightly so, for breaking the law. We know what the motivations were. We have a lot of video from inside, and we saw exactly how it unfolded and what happened. What do you need a 9/11 Commission-style report for? What do you need it for? It's all virtue signaling and political posturing, and it's empty culture war political posturing. And they're never going to let go of the Trump era. Listen, there's a lot of evidence now, numbers that have come out that show, yes, post-Trump, the ratings for these mainstream media networks plummeted. So they're trying to find another angle, get those ratings up, and, have that Trump bump again. There's like a functional equivalent or something akin to it also happening in D.C. among the politicians. They just can't let go of it. They can't let go and move on. They can't do it. And so they want to keep the show going. Listen, I think it's a waste of time, and I think you're lying to yourself if you think anything is going to come out of this. Nothing is going to come out of this.